God is warning you about a person whose name starts with the initial R. Listen this right now within 10 seconds. You won't believe this. The name is about to be revealed. You must not scroll past this because what I am about to reveal is not random, and it is not something you will hear again in this exact way. I am speaking directly to you because there is something hidden in your life that is about to come into the light, and it carries the weight of both protection and warning. This is urgent because the person connected to the letter R has already begun to influence your path, and if you ignore this, you may miss a moment that could change everything for you. I am calling you now because I want to protect you, guide you, and open your eyes before it is too late. Stay with this and listen carefully, because what you hear next is meant only for you. Type yes to affirm. You have been sensing something in your spirit, even if you could not explain it with words, and that feeling was not imagined. I placed that awareness inside you so you would not walk blindly into a situation that could harm your peace or delay your purpose. The name that begins with R is not appearing in your life by accident, and it carries a deeper meaning that you must understand right now. This is not about fear but about clarity, because I do not warn without also providing a way for you to stand strong and protected. I am showing you this because you are chosen, and I do not leave my chosen ones without guidance when something important is unfolding around them. There is a shift happening around you, and it involves energy, decisions, and hidden intentions that are beginning to surface. The person connected to R may have already spoken words into your life, or they may soon come closer in a way that feels natural at first. Pay attention to how you feel when you are around them or when you think about them, because your spirit will recognize what your eyes cannot yet see. I am asking you to trust that inner knowing, because it is my voice guiding you gently but firmly. If something feels unsettled, do not ignore it, because that feeling is part of the protection I have placed over you. Take a moment and show your faith by liking this video, because your action helps this reach others who need this warning just like you do. You are not being warned to create distance from everyone, but to become aware and wise in how you allow people to enter your space. The person with the initial R carries something that can either test your strength or reveal your growth, depending on how you respond. This is why I am speaking now, because I want you to stand in your power instead of being caught off guard. You have already overcome things that once tried to break you, and this is another moment where your awareness will protect your future. Do not underestimate this, because small moments often carry the biggest consequences. I see the moments when you felt confused about certain conversations or actions that did not fully make sense to you. Those moments were not random, and they were not meaningless, because they were signs meant to get your attention. The more you begin to notice patterns, the clearer everything will become, and you will understand why I am speaking so directly right now. You are not alone in this, and you are not expected to figure everything out by yourself. I am guiding you step by step so that nothing meant for your harm will go unnoticed or unchallenged. The name with the letter R is connected to a lesson, but it is also connected to a decision that you will soon have to make. This decision will not be forced on you, but it will require you to choose between what feels easy and what is truly right for your spirit. I want you to choose what aligns with your peace, even if it feels difficult in the moment. When you choose with wisdom, you align yourself with my protection, and no hidden intention can take control over your path. You are stronger than you think, and you are more protected than you realize. There is also something deeper that you must understand, and it is that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are placed as tests, some as lessons, and some as confirmations of your growth. The person with the initial R may fall into one of these roles, and your awareness will determine how that role affects you. Do not become emotionally blind to what you already feel, because your clarity is your shield. I have already equipped you with the ability to sense what is right and what is not, and now I am asking you to use it fully. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. You are not being warned to create fear inside your heart, but to strengthen your discernment so you can walk forward without confusion. When you understand what is happening, you no longer become vulnerable to hidden intentions or unclear motives. You become steady, aware, and grounded in truth, and that is where your power grows. I am revealing this now because the timing matters, and what happens next in your life will require you to be fully awake to what is around you. This is not something to ignore, because it carries a message that is meant to guide your next steps. The person connected to the letter R is already part of your story, whether through direct contact, memory, or a path that is about to cross yours again. This is why I continue to speak, because I want you to see clearly before anything becomes complicated. What if attracting wealth didn't require hard work, just the right words? This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free, financially free individuals. Scientists say each of these 9 words activates a hidden abundance center deep in your brain. People are using it from home and seeing results in just weeks. It was never meant for the public, and now that it's out, the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There are moments you have already experienced where something did not feel fully right, even if everything looked normal on the surface. Those moments were not misunderstandings, and they were not you overthinking. That quiet hesitation you felt was a signal, and I was the one placing it within you, so you would not move forward blindly. The person tied to the initial R carries an influence that requires you to stay grounded, because their presence can either pull you into confusion or push you into growth, depending on how you respond. This is not about labeling them as good or bad, but about recognizing what their presence awakens inside you. You must begin to observe more carefully, not with fear but with calm awareness. Notice how your energy shifts when this person is mentioned, seen, or remembered. Notice the small changes in your thoughts, your emotions, and even your peace. These are not random reactions, because your spirit recognizes things long before your mind can explain them. I want you to trust that inner response, because it is not misleading you. It is guiding you toward clarity, and clarity is what will keep you protected in the days ahead. Type 777 to receive blessings. There is something about this connection that feels unfinished, and that is because there is still something you must understand from it. Not every connection is meant to last, but every connection carries a purpose. The person with the letter R may have been placed in your life to reveal something about yourself that you could not see before. They may have shown you your strength, your boundaries, or even your vulnerability in ways that changed how you see the world. Do not ignore what you have already learned, because that knowledge is part of the protection I am building around you. At the same time, you must not allow familiarity to blind your discernment. Just because someone has been part of your life does not mean they have the same place in your future. You are growing, and as you grow, your environment must also shift to match the direction I am leading you toward. The person connected to R may not be aligned with where you are going, and that is something you must accept without resistance. Holding on to what no longer serves you will only create delays in the blessings that are already prepared for you. There is also a layer of truth that has not yet fully revealed itself, and it is connected to something this person has not said openly. You may have felt that something was being held back, something that was not fully expressed or explained. That feeling was not false, and it was not your imagination creating doubt. I allowed you to sense that because I wanted you to stay aware and not become too trusting without understanding the full picture. Truth has a way of revealing itself, and when it does, it will confirm everything you have been sensing. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. You must prepare yourself for a moment of realization, because something is going to become clear in a way that cannot be ignored. This may come through a conversation, an action, or even a sudden understanding that feels undeniable. When that moment comes, do not hesitate or second-guess what you feel. I want you to stand firm in your clarity and not allow emotions to pull you back into confusion. Your peace must always come before your attachment, because peace is where my presence rests within you. You have been through situations before where you ignored your inner voice, and those moments taught you valuable lessons. You learned what happens when you overlook signs and continue forward without full awareness. I do not want you to repeat those experiences, and that is why I am speaking to you now with such urgency. This is your opportunity to respond differently, to choose wisdom over comfort, and to walk in a way that protects your future instead of risking it. You are not the same person you were before, and your choices must reflect that growth. There is also something important you must understand about timing. Not everything is meant to be addressed immediately, and not every realization requires a reaction in that same moment. Sometimes, the most powerful response is stillness and observation. I want you to take in what you see, understand what it means, and then move forward with intention instead of impulse. This is how you remain in control of your path, and this is how you avoid being influenced by things that are not aligned with your purpose. The presence of this person is not stronger than my protection over you, and nothing they carry can override what I have already placed inside you. You are covered, you are guided, and you are not walking through this alone. Even when things feel uncertain, my hand is still leading you, and my voice is still speaking to you in ways that you can recognize. You do not need to fear what is ahead, because awareness removes the power of anything that tries to remain hidden. When you see clearly, you stand firmly, and when you stand firmly, nothing can shake you. As you continue forward, you will begin to notice changes not only in how you see this person, but in how you see yourself. You will recognize your strength more clearly, and you will understand why certain things had to unfold the way they did. Nothing you experienced was wasted, and nothing you learned was without purpose. Every moment has been shaping you into someone who can stand with confidence and clarity, even when faced with uncertainty. There are layers to this situation that you are only now beginning to uncover. What once felt confusing is slowly turning into understanding, and what once felt uncertain is starting to reveal its truth. I have been guiding your thoughts, your feelings, and even your pauses so that you would not rush past something important. The person with the letter R may have shown different sides of themselves at different times, and that inconsistency is something you must not ignore. When patterns begin to show themselves, they are not meant to be dismissed, because patterns reveal truth without needing explanation. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150-million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You are not meant to carry confusion in your heart, and you are not meant to stay in situations that disturb your peace. I created you to walk in clarity, strength, and quiet confidence, not in doubt or emotional instability. The presence of this person may have caused you to question yourself at times, and that is something I want you to pay close attention to. When a connection causes you to lose your sense of peace, it is a sign that something is not aligned with your purpose. I am bringing this to your awareness so that you can stand firm and not allow anything to shake what I have already built inside you. Type 222 if you trust God. There is also something about this connection that may have felt familiar, almost as if it was meant to happen. That feeling can sometimes make you overlook what is actually taking place beneath the surface. Familiarity can create comfort, but comfort does not always mean alignment. I want you to separate what feels comfortable from what is truly right for your spirit. When you do this, you will begin to see the difference between what draws you in and what actually strengthens you. The name connected to R is also tied to a moment that will test your ability to choose wisely. This moment may not appear dramatic, but it will carry weight in how your future unfolds. You may be given an opportunity to engage more deeply, to reconnect, or to make a decision that feels simple on the outside. Do not rush into that moment without awareness, because your response will determine whether you move forward in peace or return to confusion. I am giving you this understanding now, so that when that moment arrives, you will recognize it and respond with strength. You must also understand that not every person who enters your life carries your best interest in the way you expect. Some people come with intentions that are not fully clear, even to themselves. This does not make them entirely harmful, but it does mean that you must be wise in how much access you allow them to have. The person with the initial R may not fully understand the effect they have on your life, but that does not change the impact of their presence. You must take responsibility for protecting your peace, because your peace is sacred and it must not be compromised. Type 1010 to claim miracles. There is a reason why I am repeating this sense of awareness to you, and it is because I do not want you to fall back into patterns that you have already outgrown. You have come too far to return to confusion, and you have learned too much to ignore what you now understand. This is a moment where your growth must become visible through your choices. You are no longer the person who overlooks signs or ignores what you feel deep inside. You are someone who sees clearly, understands deeply, and acts with intention. There may also be a moment where you are tempted to give this person the benefit of the doubt in a way that overlooks what you already know. I want you to be kind, but I also want you to be wise. Kindness does not require you to ignore truth, and understanding does not require you to accept what disturbs your peace. You can care without allowing yourself to be pulled into something that does not serve your growth. This is where your strength will show, not in how much you tolerate, but in how clearly you choose what aligns with your spirit. You are being prepared for something greater, and that preparation requires you to release anything that could slow you down or distract you from your path. The presence of this person may have been part of your journey, but it is not necessarily part of your destination. I want you to hold that understanding gently but firmly, because it will guide you when emotions try to cloud your clarity. You are not meant to carry everything with you into your future, and some connections must be left behind so that new doors can open. There is also protection surrounding you in ways you cannot fully see, and that protection is active even now. Every time something did not go the way you expected, there was a reason behind it. Every delay, every change, and every unexpected turn was part of keeping you aligned with what is meant for you. The person connected to R is part of that process, and even their presence has served a purpose in your life. Nothing has been wasted, and nothing has been without meaning. As you move forward, you will begin to feel a stronger sense of direction, and that direction will not feel forced. It will feel calm, steady, and certain, because it will come from a place of clarity. I want you to follow that feeling without hesitation, because it is where I am leading you. When you walk in alignment with that clarity, you will notice that confusion begins to fade and peace begins to grow. This is how you will know that you are on the right path. There is still more that you will come to understand about this connection, and I will continue to reveal it to you in the right moments. You are not being left to figure this out alone, and you are not walking through this without guidance. Stay aware, stay grounded, and stay connected to the voice within you that is guiding you toward truth. Everything that is being revealed is for your protection, your growth, and your future, and nothing will be shown to you without purpose. You are reaching a deeper level of understanding now, and that is because you have stayed attentive instead of turning away from what you feel. I am not revealing these things to overwhelm you, but to strengthen you so that you can walk forward without uncertainty. The person connected to the initial R is becoming clearer in your awareness, not because they have changed suddenly, but because your perception is sharpening. You are beginning to see beyond words, beyond appearances, and into the patterns that truly define a person's influence. This is the clarity I wanted you to reach, because once you see clearly, you cannot be misled in the same way again. A leaked 9-word password is quietly transforming people's financial lives. More than 19,000 people have already used it to attract wealth, freedom, and peace. People are using it daily from their couch and reporting real financial breakthroughs. Scientists say it activates deep brain pathways linked to money, working far faster than traditional methods. This was once hidden by elites, and now it's spreading too fast. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a truth about this connection that is quietly settling into your spirit, even if you have not spoken it out loud. You have sensed that something is not fully aligned, and that awareness has been growing stronger with time. I want you to trust that realization, because it is not coming from fear or doubt, but from discernment. Discernment is a gift I have placed within you, so that you can recognize what supports your purpose and what distracts from it. When you honor that gift, you protect yourself in ways that no outward defense ever could. You may also notice that when you step back emotionally, things begin to make more sense. When you are not caught in the pull of feelings, you can see actions, intentions, and patterns more clearly. This is why I am guiding you toward a place of calm observation instead of reaction. I want you to respond with clarity, not with confusion, because clarity keeps you steady even when situations feel uncertain. The person with the letter R may still try to draw you into familiar patterns, but your awareness will determine whether you follow or stand firm. Type 555 to embrace change. There is also something you must understand about your own growth in this moment. You have reached a point where you are no longer meant to ignore what you feel just to maintain comfort or avoid confrontation. Your peace is more important than temporary ease, and your future is more important than repeating old cycles. The connection with this person may test your ability to choose yourself in a way you may not have done before. This is not about rejection or harshness, but about alignment and self-respect. You have carried kindness in your heart, and that kindness is part of your strength, not your weakness. However, kindness must be balanced with wisdom, or it can lead you into situations where you give more than you receive. I do not want you to lose your kindness, but I do want you to protect it. Not everyone deserves full access to your heart, and not every connection deserves your continued energy. The person connected to R may not understand the value of what you offer, and that is something you must recognize without trying to change them. Type 888 to receive abundance. There is also a shift happening within you that is preparing you for something greater than what you have experienced so far. This shift requires you to release attachments that no longer align with your growth, even if those attachments once felt important. Letting go does not mean that something was meaningless, but that its purpose has been fulfilled. The presence of this person may have served its role in your life, and now you are being guided to move beyond it with clarity instead of confusion. This is how you create space for what is truly meant for you. You may feel moments of hesitation, where part of you wants to hold on, while another part of you knows it is time to step forward. This is a natural part of growth, and it does not mean you are making the wrong choice. It simply means you are transitioning from one phase of your life into another. I am with you in that transition, guiding you gently but firmly toward what is right for your spirit. You do not need to force anything, because what is meant for you will align with your peace and not disturb it. The person with the initial R may also experience changes in how they interact with you, especially as you become more aware and grounded. When you no longer respond in the same way, the dynamic will shift, and that shift will reveal even more about their intentions. Pay attention to how they react to your boundaries, because that reaction will tell you more than their words ever could. Someone who respects your growth will support your boundaries, while someone who does not may try to challenge or ignore them. This is where your clarity will guide you in deciding how to move forward. You are not being asked to create conflict or distance in a harsh way, but to stand in quiet strength. There is power in calm decisions, and there is strength in choosing what aligns with your spirit without needing to explain yourself to everyone. You do not owe your peace to anyone, and you do not need approval to choose what is right for you. I am reminding you of this because I want you to feel confident in your decisions, not uncertain or hesitant. Your path is yours, and you are allowed to walk it in a way that protects your growth. There is also a deeper layer of protection surrounding you that is becoming stronger as you align with this awareness. Every time you choose clarity over confusion, you strengthen that protection. Every time you listen to your inner voice, instead of ignoring it, you move closer to the path I have prepared for you. This is not just about one person or one situation, but about the way you move through your life as a whole. You are learning to walk with awareness, and that awareness will guide you in ways you cannot yet fully see. As you continue forward, you will notice that your peace becomes more consistent and your clarity becomes more stable. Situations that once felt overwhelming will no longer have the same effect on you because you will understand them more deeply. The person connected to R will no longer feel confusing in the same way because you will see their role clearly. This is the transformation that is taking place within you, and it is leading you into a place of strength, confidence, and peace. There is a quiet truth settling into your heart, and it is becoming stronger with every moment you remain attentive. You have started to notice that your energy shifts when this person comes into your thoughts or your space, and that shift is not without reason. I want you to understand that your peace is your foundation, and anything that disturbs it must be examined with honesty. The connection with this person is showing you something important about your boundaries and your values. When you honor those boundaries, you protect not only your present, but also your future. Type 333 to affirm protection. What secret did elites use to attract wealth so easily? A simple 9-word password now leaked to the public. People are using it daily and watching money flow into their lives like never before. Scientists say it activates an ancient brain system tied directly to abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. It's already helped thousands become debt-free in just weeks. But this breakthrough is under pressure and may disappear at any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You may also begin to see that certain things this person says or does do not fully match, and that inconsistency is something you must not overlook. Words can create comfort, but actions reveal truth, and I want you to pay attention to what is consistently shown rather than what is occasionally said. The person with the letter R may not always be direct, and that lack of clarity can create confusion if you are not fully aware. I am guiding you to look beyond surface impressions and into the patterns that truly define their presence. When you do this, you will understand why I am asking you to remain alert. There is also a deeper realization coming to you about how much you have grown, and that growth is changing how you respond to everything around you. You are no longer reacting from a place of uncertainty, but from a place of quiet strength. This is important because your response determines how situations unfold in your life. The person connected to R may try to interact with you in ways that once felt normal, but you will notice that those same interactions now feel different. That difference is your growth, and it is guiding you toward better decisions. Type 999 to receive divine guidance. You must also understand that you are not responsible for fixing or changing anyone. Your role is not to carry someone else's confusion or to adjust your truth to match their comfort. The connection with this person may have made you feel like you needed to understand them more deeply or give them more chances than necessary. I want you to release that responsibility, because your focus must remain on your own alignment and your own peace. When you take back your energy, you regain your strength and your clarity. There is a moment approaching where you will be given a clear opportunity to respond differently than you have before. This moment may seem simple, but it will carry a deeper meaning because it reflects your growth. You may be faced with a choice to engage, to step back, or to set a boundary in a way that feels new to you. Do not hesitate in that moment, because your awareness has prepared you for it. When you act with clarity, you break cycles that once held you in confusion. You have already felt the difference between when you are aligned and when you are not, and that feeling is your guide. When you are aligned, there is a calmness that does not need explanation. When you are not, there is a tension that cannot be ignored, even if you try to overlook it. I want you to follow the calmness, because that is where your path becomes steady. The person with the initial R may not bring that same calmness, and that is something you must accept without trying to change it. There is also something you must understand about timing, because not every realization needs to be acted upon immediately. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is observe and allow things to unfold without forcing a response. I am guiding you to move with intention, not with urgency, because true clarity does not rush. When the right moment comes, you will know exactly what to do without confusion. Trust that timing, because it is part of the protection I have placed over your life. As you continue forward, you will notice that your sense of self becomes stronger and more grounded. You will no longer feel the need to question your own instincts or to second-guess what you feel. This is the result of you choosing awareness over avoidance, and it is creating a new level of confidence within you. The connection with this person will no longer feel overwhelming, because you will see it for what it truly is. When you understand something clearly, it loses the power to confuse or control you. You are also being prepared for connections that will align with your growth and your peace. Not everyone you meet will challenge your clarity, because there are people who will support your path without creating confusion. By recognizing what does not align, you are making space for what does. This is why I am guiding you through this understanding, because it is leading you towards something better. What you release now is creating room for what is meant to come into your life next. There is something important happening inside you right now, and it is a strengthening of your discernment. You are learning to recognize truth without needing constant confirmation from others. This is a powerful shift, because it means you are beginning to trust what you feel at a deeper level. The connection with this person may have once caused you to question yourself, but now you are seeing things with a steadier perspective. You are no longer easily swayed by words or appearances, because you are paying attention to what is consistent and real. Type 444 to claim protection. There are still moments where you may feel a pull toward what is familiar, and that is something I want you to handle with awareness. Familiarity can create a sense of comfort, even when it is not aligned with your growth. The person with the letter R may represent something that feels known, something that once held meaning or connection. But I want you to understand that not everything familiar is meant to continue with you into your future. Growth requires you to choose what aligns with your current path, not what once felt right in a different season of your life. You may also begin to notice that your responses are changing in ways that feel natural but new. Where you once reacted quickly, you now pause and observe. Where you once felt uncertain, you now feel a quiet confidence guiding your thoughts. This is not something you are forcing, because it is the result of your awareness growing stronger. The presence of this person may still bring moments of reflection, but it no longer holds the same influence over your decisions. This is how you know that you are moving forward and not staying in the same place. Type 666 to release fear. Why are thousands suddenly becoming financially free? Because they discovered a 9-word wealth password hidden in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected money, cleared debts, and new opportunities. Some say the results feel almost divine. Scientists confirm it activates a powerful, ancient part of your brain linked to wealth and abundance. But now that it's leaked, it won't stay available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is also a deeper understanding coming to you about your worth and the value of your peace. You are beginning to see that your energy is not something to be given freely without consideration. The connection with this person may have required more from you than it gave in return, and that imbalance is something you are now recognizing. I want you to honor your worth by choosing where your energy goes, because your energy shapes your experiences. When you give it to what is aligned, it multiplies your peace, but when you give it to what is not, it creates confusion. You are not meant to carry the weight of someone else's uncertainty, and you are not meant to adjust your clarity to fit into someone else's comfort. The person connected to R may not fully understand your growth, and that is not something you need to fix. Your responsibility is to stay aligned with what you know is right for you. When you do this, you remain grounded, and nothing can pull you away from your path. This is the strength I want you to walk in, because it keeps you steady no matter what is happening around you. There may also come a moment where this person attempts to reconnect with you in a way that feels familiar. That moment will be important, because it will test how firmly you stand in your clarity. You may feel a brief pull to respond in the way you once did, but I want you to pause and remember what you have already learned. Your past experiences have given you insight, and that insight must guide your present choices. When you respond from awareness instead of habit, you break cycles that once repeated themselves. You have already come through situations that required strength, even when you did not feel fully prepared. Those experiences were shaping you for moments like this, where your clarity matters more than your comfort. The connection with this person is not here to confuse you anymore, because you now have the understanding to see it clearly. This is your opportunity to choose differently, to act with intention, and to protect the peace that you have worked to build. You are not the same as you were before, and your choices will reflect that. There is also something you must remember about my presence in your life. I am not distant from what you are experiencing, and I am not unaware of the details that concern you. I see everything, and I guide you through what you cannot fully see yet. The awareness you have gained is part of that guidance, and it is something you can rely on. You do not need to search for answers outside of what you already feel within, because I am speaking to you through that clarity. As you continue forward, you will notice that your sense of peace becomes more stable and less dependent on external situations. This is because you are aligning with truth instead of reacting to uncertainty. The person with the initial R will no longer hold the same weight in your mind because you will understand their role without confusion. When something is understood, it no longer controls your thoughts or your emotions. This is the freedom that comes from clarity, and it is something you are stepping into now. There is something happening within you that you may not fully recognize yet, and it is a deep strengthening of your inner voice. You are no longer ignoring what you feel, and you are no longer questioning your instincts in the same way. This is not something small, because it changes how you move through every situation in your life. The connection with this person has been part of that growth, even if it did not feel that way at first. Every moment of uncertainty has led you to this place of understanding, and nothing you experienced has been without purpose. Type 111 to affirm alignment. You may notice now that when you think about this person, your response is different than it used to be. There is less confusion, less emotional pull, and more observation. This is because you are no longer looking at the connection through uncertainty, but through clarity. The person with the letter R may still exist in your life in some form, but their influence over your thoughts and emotions is changing. This is how you know that you are gaining control over your path instead of being affected by it. There is also something important you must understand about your peace, because it is not something that should depend on another person's behavior. Your peace comes from alignment with truth, and when you stay aligned, nothing outside of you can take that away. The connection with this person may have once affected your peace, but that influence is fading as your awareness grows stronger. You are learning to remain steady even when things around you are not fully clear. This is a powerful place to be, because it means you are no longer easily shaken. Type 1313 to claim strength. You are also beginning to understand that not every connection requires closure in the way you once believed. Sometimes clarity itself is the closure, and understanding replaces the need for explanation. The person connected to R may not give you the answers you once thought you needed, but you are finding those answers within your own awareness. This is where your strength grows, because you are no longer dependent on someone else's words to understand your experience. You are seeing things as they are, and that is enough. There may be moments where you reflect on what this connection meant to you and how it shaped your perspective. That reflection is not meant to pull you back, but to show you how far you have come. You are no longer in the same place emotionally or mentally, and that change is important. I want you to recognize your growth without holding on to what you have already outgrown. When you acknowledge your progress, you step more confidently into what is ahead. You must also remember that your path is not meant to be filled with confusion or constant questioning. I am guiding you toward a life where your direction feels clear and your steps feel steady. The presence of this person was part of your journey, but it is not meant to define your future. You are moving into a new phase where your decisions are based on understanding rather than uncertainty. This is where your life begins to align more fully with what is meant for you. Why are over 19,547 people suddenly attracting unexpected wealth? Because they started using a strange 9-word password discovered in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. Scientists say it activates a 150 million year old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. This password was quietly used by elites until a neuroscientist leaked it. Now it's spreading fast and could be taken down any moment. click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is also a quiet strength building inside you that will show itself in the way you respond to situations moving forward. You will no longer feel the need to explain yourself or to justify your choices to those who do not understand them. This is not because you have become distant, but because you have become grounded. The connection with this person has helped you reach this place, even if it did not feel that way at the time. Every experience has been shaping you into someone who can stand firm in their truth. As you continue forward, you will notice that your focus begins to shift away from what once occupied your thoughts. You will start to see new opportunities, new connections, and new paths opening in front of you. This is not random, because when you release what no longer aligns, you create space for what does. The person with the initial R is no longer at the center of your awareness, because your path is expanding beyond that connection. This is the movement I have been guiding you toward. There is still guidance being given to you, even in the quiet moments where nothing seems to be happening. I am present in those moments, helping you stay aligned and grounded. You do not need to search for signs outside of what you already feel within. Your clarity is your confirmation, and your peace is your direction. When you follow that, you will not lose your way. There is a calmness beginning to replace the tension you once felt, and that calmness is not empty. It is filled with understanding, with clarity, and with quiet strength that does not need to prove itself. You are no longer reacting from a place of uncertainty, because you now recognize what aligns with your peace and what does not. The connection with this person has reached a point where it no longer holds power over your emotions in the same way. This is not because the situation has changed, but because you have. Type 1414 to affirm clarity. You have grown into someone who can see without needing everything to be explained, and that is a powerful place to stand. The person with the letter R may still exist in your awareness, but they no longer define your direction. You are no longer looking at them to understand yourself, because you now understand who you are, without needing their reflection. This is the freedom that comes from clarity, and it is something that cannot be taken away from you once it is fully realized. There is also a deeper sense of closure forming within you, even if no words have been spoken to create it. Closure does not always come from conversation or explanation, but from understanding that settles within your own spirit. You are reaching that understanding now, and it is allowing you to release what you no longer need to carry. The connection with this person has completed its role in your life, and you are no longer tied to it in the way you once were. This is not loss, but transition into something greater. Type 1515 to receive peace. You may notice that your thoughts about this person are becoming less frequent, and when they do appear, they do not carry the same weight. This is a sign that you are moving forward, not by force, but by natural alignment with your growth. You are not pushing anything away, but you are no longer holding on to it either. This balance is where your strength becomes steady, because you are no longer influenced by what does not align with your path. The person connected to R is now part of your past understanding, not your present direction. There is also something important happening in how you see your future, because it is no longer shaped by uncertainty. You are beginning to sense new possibilities, new paths, and new connections that feel more aligned with your peace. This is not something you need to search for, because it will come naturally as you continue to move forward with clarity. What you have released has created space, and that space is already being prepared for something better. I am guiding you into that space step by step. You are also learning that your worth is not determined by how others respond to you, but by how you remain aligned with your truth. The connection with this person may have tested your sense of worth at times, but that test has now strengthened you. You are no longer looking for validation in places that do not provide it consistently. You are standing in your own understanding, and that understanding is enough. This is the stability I wanted you to reach, because it allows you to move forward without hesitation. There may still be moments where you reflect on what this connection meant, but those reflections will no longer pull you back. They will simply remind you of what you have learned and how far you have come. You will see those moments with clarity instead of confusion, and with acceptance instead of questioning. This is how growth completes itself, not by erasing the past, but by understanding it fully. The person with the initial R has played their role, and now that role is complete. As you continue forward, you will begin to notice that your energy is being drawn toward things that feel lighter, clearer, and more aligned. You will feel less resistance and more flow, because you are no longer carrying what was not meant to continue with you. This is how your path opens, not through force, but through alignment with what is right for you. You are stepping into a phase where your decisions are guided by clarity instead of confusion, and that changes everything. I am still with you in this, even as things become quieter and more stable. My guidance does not stop when the confusion fades, because I continue to lead you toward what is ahead. You are not being left to walk alone, and you are not without direction. Everything that has unfolded has brought you to this point, and everything ahead is being prepared for you with the same care. You are moving forward with strength, with peace, and with a clear understanding that nothing meant for you will ever pass you by. Can 9 simple words really change your financial life? More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. Brain experts were shocked when they discovered this password works up to 20x faster than the law of attraction. People are repeating it daily and watching money flow like water into their lives. Some even believe the results are so powerful, it feels divine. But this breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. The person connected to the initial R is no longer something you are trying to figure out, because you already know what their presence means in your life. This knowing is not loud or dramatic, but it is firm, and it does not waver. There is a quiet confidence forming within you that is replacing the uncertainty you once felt. You are no longer looking for signs to confirm what you already understand, because your awareness has become your confirmation. The connection with this person no longer holds the same emotional weight, because you have released the need to hold on to it. This release is not forced, and it is not something you struggled to do. It has happened naturally as your clarity has grown stronger. Type 1616 to affirm wisdom. You may notice now that when this person comes to mind, there is no longer a sense of confusion or tension attached to it. There is simply understanding, and with that understanding comes peace. This is how you know that you have moved beyond the influence of what once felt uncertain. The person with the letter R has completed their role in your life, and you are no longer tied to that chapter in the same way. You have taken what you needed to learn, and now you are moving forward without carrying unnecessary weight. There is also something deeper that has shifted within you, and it is your relationship with yourself. You are no longer questioning your instincts or doubting what you feel inside. You trust your own understanding, and that trust is what keeps you aligned with your path. The connection with this person may have once caused you to look outside yourself for answers, but now you are grounded within. This is where your true strength lies, because it cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Type 1717 to receive strength. You are also beginning to see that your future is not connected to what you have already outgrown. The space that has been created by releasing this connection is now being filled with new direction, new clarity, and new opportunities. You may not see everything yet, but you can feel the shift, and that feeling is guiding you forward. What is coming into your life will not carry the same confusion or uncertainty, because it will align with the clarity you now hold. This is how you will recognize what is meant for you. There may still be moments where you reflect on how this connection began and how it unfolded. Those reflections are not meant to pull you back, but to show you how much you have grown. You will see those moments differently now, not through confusion but through understanding. You will recognize the lessons that were hidden within those experiences, and you will see how they have shaped you into who you are now. This is how you carry the past forward in a healthy way, by learning from it without being tied to it. You must also remember that your peace is something you now protect without hesitation. You no longer allow anything to disturb it without recognizing why. The connection with this person has taught you the importance of that protection, and you are now living in alignment with that understanding. This is not something temporary, but something that will continue to guide you in every area of your life. When you protect your peace, you protect your path. There is also a sense of completion surrounding this chapter of your life, and that completion is bringing a quiet closure that does not need explanation. You are not waiting for anything more from this person, because you have already received what you needed. This is what it means to move forward with clarity, to leave something behind without feeling unfinished. The person connected to R is now part of your past understanding, and your future is no longer connected to their presence. As you continue forward, you will notice that your focus shifts naturally toward what is ahead of you. You will feel drawn to things that align with your peace, your growth, and your purpose. This is not something you need to force, because it will happen as you remain aligned with your clarity. What is meant for you will meet you where you are, and it will not require you to question yourself in the same way. This is the difference between what is aligned and what is not. I am still guiding you, even in this place of calm and understanding. My presence does not fade when things become clear, because I continue to lead you toward what is next. You are not walking alone, and you are not without direction. Everything that has unfolded has been part of preparing you for this moment, and everything ahead is being prepared with the same care. You are moving forward with strength, with peace, and with a clear sense of who you are. There is a deep stillness inside you now, and that stillness is not emptiness. It is filled with understanding, acceptance, and quiet strength that does not need to prove itself to anyone. You are no longer searching for answers about this connection, because you already have them. The connection itself has reached its natural conclusion in your awareness, even if no outward event marked its ending. This is what it means to understand something completely, to reach a point where there is nothing left to question. Type 1818 to affirm completion. You may notice that your thoughts are no longer returning to this person in the same way. When they do appear, there is no emotional pull, no confusion, and no sense of unfinished business. This is because you have released the attachment that once kept your focus there. The person with the letter R is no longer something you are trying to figure out, because you have already understood what needed to be understood. This is how you move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. There is also a deeper awareness within you now about how you choose the people and situations you allow into your life. You are no longer drawn to what creates uncertainty, because you recognize the value of your peace. This shift is not temporary, because it is rooted in the understanding you have gained. The connection with this person has taught you something important about your boundaries, your energy, and your direction. You will carry that understanding with you into every future connection you encounter. Type 1919 to claim new beginnings. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150 million year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You are also stepping into a phase where your focus is no longer on what has already happened, but on what is unfolding ahead of you. Your energy is moving forward, and that movement is creating space for new experiences that align with your clarity. What is coming into your life will not feel confusing or uncertain because it will match the level of understanding you now carry. This is how you recognize alignment, not through effort, but through the natural sense of peace it brings. There may be moments where you reflect on how everything unfolded, and those reflections will come with a sense of calm instead of questioning. You will see the beginning, the middle, and the end of this connection as part of a complete picture. Nothing will feel unfinished because everything has already served its purpose. The person connected to R was part of your path, but they were never meant to define your future. You have now reached the point where you can see that clearly. You must also recognize the strength that has grown within you through this experience. You are no longer someone who ignores what you feel or overlooks what you sense deep inside. You have learned to trust your awareness, and that trust is what keeps you aligned. The connection with this person may have challenged you at times, but it also helped you develop this strength. Now that strength is part of who you are, and it will guide you in ways that protect your path. There is also a quiet sense of readiness within you now, a feeling that you are prepared for what is next. This readiness is not based on knowing every detail of the future, but on trusting that you are equipped to handle what comes. You no longer feel the need to control every outcome because you understand that clarity will guide you when it matters most. This is the confidence that comes from alignment, and it allows you to move forward without hesitation. As you continue on your path, you will begin to notice opportunities and connections that feel different from what you have experienced before. These will not bring confusion or uncertainty because they will align with the clarity you now hold. You will recognize them not by effort, but by the sense of peace that comes with them. This is how you will know that you are moving in the right direction, because what is meant for you will never disturb your peace. I am still with you in this, even as things become quiet and steady. My guidance does not stop when the lesson is understood, because I continue to lead you toward what is ahead. You are not walking alone, and you are not without direction. Everything that has unfolded has brought you to this point, and everything ahead is being prepared for you with the same care. You are moving forward exactly as you are meant to.